Hey everybody, it's Jeremy again. I am back with a two-part video because I have fallen behind for the My 30-Day World Challenge that has been put forth by Absolute Tabletop in conjunction with their Dead Man's Guide to Dragongrin Kickstarter. We are going to cover question 18 and 19 today. So, question number 18 is, what relics of the past shape the present? The first setting I'm going to talk about is Rostveen. Now, the biggest relic in Rostveen's past that has bearing on the present is the Treaty of Kisramin. This is a document that the elite were made to sign after their cataclysmic war that reshaped the physical world and actually formed the other planes. Now, it bound them away from the mortal realm, severely limiting their ability to even affect it in any way. And for millennia, no mortals even knew their names or felt their presence. The second setting I'm going to talk about is Arath. On the Hatust side, the eternal flame is a fire that burns without fuel and without end. It is said that all fires that have ever burned were descendants of this relic, though nobody knows where this relic is. Now, on the Tanthara side, the Fountain of Life is a water source that kind of springs throughout the sleeping hours, what passes as night here, though we would kind of see it more like twilight, where that's kind of the darkest it ever really gets. Now, this is actually located in Mosella, which is the largest city, and it's kind of what has made the humans the dominant species on this side of the planet. The third setting is Acid Rain. While not relics in the traditional sense of the word, things of the past are almost all that the inmates in Cadian's Keep actually have at their disposal. What's left of skyscrapers and homes now kind of serve as fortresses and safe houses from the elements. Automobiles of every size and shape kind of make it possible to evade many of the dangers that are here, as well as giving one the ability to actually gather and transport supplies. The fifth setting is Dowrinland. Mirrors are one of the things that shape the world of Dowrinland. Though they might not normally be considered relics, the idea of the world of Dowrinland kind of being the realm that exists on the other side of a mirror has always really fascinated me. And many of the outsiders who have come here have done so by actually passing through mirrors. And the magic mirror is one of the most powerful devices in the land. So in Dowrinland, all of the writing is actually reversed in our eyes as an audience. It's as if seen through the reflection of a mirror. The sixth setting is Caldera. Relics of the past are the thing that is shaping the present in the Caldera territory. Now, every day, more and more people come here from the integrated realms in order to find their fortune. Now, not all of them are relic hunters and tomb raiders, but many of the magical relics are kind of the lifeblood that feeds almost every other venture that kind of takes place here. The last setting is Chrome City, or no, I'm sorry, not the last setting. The next to last setting is Chrome City. The Harbinger itself is a relic of the past, I suppose, and that definitely is shaping the present setting of Chrome City in more ways than one. Now the last setting is Momentum. The Colosseas are the god giants that are accredited with giving life to the world itself, and they left their corpses behind, along with many of their weapons and armor. Now these relics have turned into everything from cities to jewelry, and wars have been fought over a single ring that was too large for anyone to even wear. Pilgrims have traveled for thousands of miles by foot just to touch the skull of a specific deity. A place where 3 swords were buried remains to this day as a monument of peace. So in truth, the relics that kind of shape the momentum of today are really too many to count. So that is question number 18. What relics of the past shape the present? And I'm now going to go straight into question 19, which is, how are taxes and tributes collected in your world? Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that this is something that I don't normally give a lot of thought to about in my settings. To me, it's a little bit mundane for a consideration for a lot of the way that I run my games. But for sake of the exercise of what we're doing for the challenge, I really wanted to go ahead and try to answer it anyways. So some of these answers may be a little lackluster, but I'm going to try. The first one is Rostveen. So since Rostveen is largely based off of a multitude of feudal medieval cultures, there would be a lot of different ways that this kind of thing would manifest. I would imagine tax collectors to be very common in and around the cities, and tribute is probably more common amongst the tribal lands, where a dominant warlord may squeeze neighboring tribes to kind of increase his quality of life in exchange for protection. In Arath, there would definitely be a water tax, and it would likely be pretty regulated, possibly even rationed to some degree, especially the further that you get away from the gray. I'm kind of in love with the idea, actually, that the tax is actually being paid in water itself. So like each citizen or visitor to any of the great cities would actually have to present a certain amount of water to even be there. The third setting is Acid Rain. There certainly aren't taxes in the traditional sense on Cadian's Keep. However, the games definitely operate on the principle of giving what you find kind of to the bosses and then letting them redistribute it back out into the game. So there's a lot of vying for the boss's attention kind of within each gang, trying to be the one who brings back the most or kind of the best tribute. Now, that being said, the Amazons definitely do charge a toll for those that want to cross through Pliskin Island, and those that don't pay usually end up as decorative warning for others. The fourth setting is Dowrenland. Now, taxation has certainly increased since recent history has kind of occurred, and I know that for certain I really want a kind of Nottingham vibe, at least in the Kingdom of Spades and the Black Forest. The fifth setting is Caldera. Now, as this setting is kind of meant to be a Western, taxes are kind of paid to the county that you live in, which in turn is paid back to the Duke in Edgestone. However, the more a county produces in mined arcane goods, the better of a tax break it gets. The sixth setting is Chrome City. The people of Chrome City are taxed for pretty much everything. Income, sales, depositing or withdrawing their glint from the bank, owning property. It's actually starting to sound a little familiar. So the last setting is Momentum. Now, tribute is given regularly to the temples and the cathedrals in the form of tithe. The priests and the priestesses that interpret the teachings and the will of their gods, called the safekeepers, often offer services in exchange for these donations. So blessings and healings and spiritual guidance are all kind of examples of this. So that is question 18 and question 19 for the My 30-Day World Challenge. And if you like what you see, go ahead and drop a subscription maybe to the channel. Check out the other videos here in the Life by the Square Inch video series. Maybe pick up one or two of the live plays and give them a watch. And hang out. There's certainly going to be a lot more of these videos coming, as well as other wide range of topics and discussions and crafts and all kinds of stuff. So stick around, and until next time, may your dice roll high and your snacks always be within reach.